Hi everyone, this is Chrissy, the Township Library of Lower Southampton. Tonight, with this edition of Cookbook Club, we're going to talk about gluten-free baking. So gluten-free is very popular right now. A lot of people getting diagnosed with celiac disease and just trying to experiment with it as maybe a possible better way of eating for other health problems as well. So I have a book here called the Anti-Inflammatory Cookbook, and it's by Leslie Langvin. And we have this book in the library, so this is my copy here, but you can check it out in the library. My coworker Jerry ordered it. She ordered the nonfiction book, so she did a great job. So the recipe that I'm going to try is Apple Oatmeal Bars. You can see that? The light's a little... Okay, so this, you can use it as breakfast, as a snack. It's got oats and apples, pumpkin seeds, so it helps you feel full. The pumpkin seeds add magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, and protein. And the apples are rich in quercetin, so an apple a day helps keep the histamine at bay. So, because this book is an anti-inflammatory cookbook, it focuses a lot on histamine foods. And so that's one of the reasons that I got it. And what I can say is that I've tried a few recipes from it. I've also tried the purple sweet potato donuts. They came out okay. They were a little different. I have to get used to the taste. I've tried the oatmeal rolls. So they came out a little different in texture than I thought. So I bought these roll pans to try instead of the loaf pan because that's what they use in here. I also tried, let's see, not that one. Did I do that one? I've done the blueberries and cream smoothie bowl. So that's something different because usually you drink the smoothies from a glass. And I also tried, I'm just trying to find it, the coconut forbidden rice pudding. So that was different. I liked that. I had to actually buy black rice, forbidden rice. So I had to find a store that had it. And it also had coconut milk, coconut sugar, coconut, and mango. And that's what it looks like. So something a little different. So back to the dish that we're going to make. I have all my ingredients out here on my table ready to go. My oven just preheated. So we're going to preheat the oven to 375. And I'll tell you what I've already done. If I can find the page. I need a bookmark. Okay, librarian without a bookmark. Okay, so here it is. So what you're going to do, preheat the oven to 375. You grease a 9x13 baking dish with some coconut oil. So I did that already. And in the bowl of a stand mixer, if you have a stand mixer, you combine the rest of the coconut oil and coconut sugar or maple syrup, depending on what you're using, and mix until they combine. So I'm not going to use a stand mixer because I don't have a stand mixer. And I'm not going to use a regular hand mixer right now because it'll be a little bit noisy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the old-fashioned mixing it in a bowl. So I'm going to take the coconut oil. It's half a cup. And I'm using maple syrup tonight. And it's half a cup. Easy to remember. Okay. Put that down and make some space because I have a lot of ingredients here. Okay. Okay, so you just mix them until they combine. And then you're going to add in some of your other ingredients. Let's see if you can see my bowl a little bit better here. So So it's kind of like oil and vinegar a little bit. You can see them separate. I don't think they're going to completely combine here, but we'll mix it up. Just get them mixed up. Okay, so the next ingredient that we need, my pages do not want to stay open. Oh my goodness. I think that I need something to put down. I'm going to borrow the salt. Okay, so next we're going to add the vanilla extract. So for the vanilla extract, we are using 1 teaspoon. So that one I don't have measured out. So let me just grab a teaspoon and we'll measure that. Okay, so we'll mix that in. Everything else I pretty much have ready to go. And let's see, vanilla extract, we're going to do the eggs. So here are my eggs, 2 eggs. Okay, just going to break up the yolks and mix them in. And then next is going to be the apples. So the apples, it's 2 red apples, and you peel them and core them, and then you can dice them or grate them. So I just diced mine up ahead of time. I pour those in. See a little bit? There you go. Alright, and then after the apples, we're going to add the milk. You're allowed to use any milk you want. And so if you're doing non-dairy, which I try to do a lot of non-dairy, I'm not completely off of gluten and I'm not completely off of dairy, but I do try to do a reduced dairy, reduced gluten diet. So I'm going to try to use oat milk. This one I've never tried before, but it's the Silk brand. They make almond milk, and it's called Oat Yeah. Okay, so for the milk, we used 3 tablespoons. I'll mix that in. I still eat cheese because I really like cheese, but I try to find non-dairy substitutes for a lot of other things like yogurt and ice cream and and every now and then if there's a dessert or mashed potatoes or something with milk in it that I want, I'll do that. If I make the mashed potatoes myself, I'll get lactate-free milk. Okay, so after that, you want to put in a food processor 2/3 cups of rolled oats. So I have some oats back here, but I already put them in my food processor. You can see that. And I was not going to do that on camera either because it's very noisy. Really, really noisy. I think I need to wear earplugs the next time I use it. Okay, so this is my oat flour here. So if you can see, kind of see because of the light. Oh my goodness. I can shut off that light. Is that any better? Yeah, sort of. Okay, so we're going to put that in. Mix that in. Okay, so that's the oat flour. And now we're going to do the regular gluten-free flour. So usually what I've been using, which I find just at Target and other stores, is this Bob's, I think I get it at Target, Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. And it's really good. I like it a lot. It's made from sweet rice flour, whole grain brown rice flour, potato starch, whole grain sorghum flour, tapioca flour, and xanthan gum. This is the one that I got from BJ's, and it's gluten-free. Divided Sunset's the brand. It's gluten-free all-purpose flour. And this one has rice flour, tapioca starch, potato starch, xanthan gum, and salt. So I figured tonight I'd be a little different and I would try this one since I did buy some from BJ's. So now for the flour, you want to use 2 cups. Okay, so it looks just like regular flour. It's white. Can't tell the difference unless you eat it when it's done. Okay, we're just going to combine that. And then we're going to add in our oats. So we went from 2/3 a cup of oats, and we made that into a 1/2 cup of oat flour after it went through the food processor. And then we're going to have another 1/2 cup of, just rolled oats that you can also put in there by themselves. You don't have to make them into flour. So we've got oats in there, a couple different ways and textures. A lot of oats. Okay. And so now we're going to also add in the salt. So I have my salt here. A little bit in. Gotta finish up my flour. And anything else? The baking powder. Okay, so my baking powder is over here, ready to go. And the baking powder is going to be a teaspoon of baking powder. The salt is a 1/4 teaspoon, I believe. Yes, it was a 1/4 teaspoon. And then we also need a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. So now the pumpkin seeds, you can put them in whole if you like, or you can, make them smaller. You can either put them through, I just put it through a nut crusher here. You can also just put them in the food processor, however you like. If you want them smaller and you don't want to really be, tasting the bigger pumpkin seeds in there. So I did that. I've still got a little bit of some of these whole pumpkin seeds in there because I didn't completely crush it up, but a lot of the pieces are a lot smaller. So just add that in too. And my coconut oil I got from BJ's too. It's that Wellesley Farms brand from BJ's. They sell coconut oil everywhere now. It's very popular. You just have to watch if you have high cholesterol or something because it has a lot of saturated fat in it. And it's nice because a lot of these, dairy substitutes, so many people eating these types of diets, they have a lot in the stores now. When I was a vegetarian years ago, they had soy milk, but now it's almond milk, it's oat milk, it's coconut milk, it's cashew milk. The one I really like is macadamia nut milk, and I get that at Wegmans. I'm not sure where else they sell it. I think the brand is Milkadamia. It's so good. I like it better than almond milk, and I was a big almond milk drinker. So, okay, let's see here. All right, so it's almost ready to go. I'm just trying to mix it in a little bit better here. And then we're gonna just spread it into the prepared bake dish. And we're gonna bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. And then just until the top is golden brown. And then you take it out and you let them cool. And then you cut into the bars using a knife. So you can just make the bars after. Oh, it's a workout trying to do it by hand. Oh my goodness. That's what it looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna go get my baking dish here. Move some of this out of the way. So like I said, I greased it already with coconut oil. I just took a paper towel and stuck it in my jar to get some and then, spread it around. Kind of like Crisco. Okay, so here we go. Now I've made this actually a couple times before. One time I tried coconut sugar because I do have that too. You can find all these things now at the store. And maple syrup I have tried as well. It's been a while, so I can't remember which one I really liked better. So I'll have to see how it comes out tonight with the maple syrup. It's very sticky. I think probably because of the maple syrup. All right, I think I'm just going to scoop out the rest of it here. I feel like each time I make it, it looks a little bit different too, but I know the recipe was a little confusing at first. There was a mistake in the book, so I had to figure out, how much oat flour I really needed and how many oats I really needed since there was an error. Fortunately, somebody else posted the recipe online and they, clarified part of that, although they still, in the directions, still didn't have it exactly right. So, all right. So I spread it out, and then I'm going to put it in the oven, and we'll see what it looks like in 30-35 minutes. So my timer went off. I had it in there for 35 minutes. It looks done. That's what it's looked like. I just got to cut it into squares, and then I can taste it. So I just finished one. You can see the light again. It's a little tough to see even without the light. So it was good. It's still warm because it's out of the oven. So I think maybe after it sits a while and tomorrow, it'll be good for breakfast and for a snack. The maple syrup, I thought would make it a little bit sweeter. It's not really sweet, so I can't remember. I wish I could remember the first time I made it, if it was the coconut sugar or the maple syrup, because it was just the best time I had it. So I got to figure out what my secret was that first time. Anyways, that's it for us tonight. We'll see you next time on Cookbook Club. Bye.